Hi, and welcome to the SVSU Monthly Podcast. I'm your host, Katie West, the Public Information Coordinator for the SVSU. I'm here to help you, our community members, stay well informed about what's happening in our schools. This podcast is more or less an audio version of the newsletter that we send out every third Friday of the month during the school year. So let's jump right in. The best of what's around. Physical education teachers Tracy Galley and Todd Ordway are changing things up at Mount Anthony Union Middle School. The team is using personalized learning pathways to incorporate more student voice and choice into their classroom. This change to the process is something that the teachers have been working on for several years. Miss Galley, who has been teaching for 31 years, and Mr. Ordway, who has been teaching for 7, are hoping to emphasize the why behind many of their lessons. The teachers noted their old practice was grading based on state standards, but not allowing students the opportunity to really understand what the standards were all about. With the new process, students are given the opportunity to have a say in what they are learning and how they are learning it. We want them to understand more about what they're doing, said Miss Galley. We listen to the kiddos at the beginning of the year, listening to their likes and wishes. We then use the PLP, which is a personalized learning plan, as a tool, giving them different ways to assess themselves, she said. For example, if the students are interested in baseball, they will learn the mechanics of throwing a ball. Students will then work through the steps of throwing a ball using different forms of observation to track their progress. Some students may work through feedback loops in small groups, while others may rely on video analysis. We're always tasked with bringing technology into the classroom, said Mr. Ordway. I think this is a good way to do that without being a distraction. Miss Galley and Mr. Ordway believe that this new method will allow students to become more invested in PE class. The students will always have a voice, and that will make class fit their needs, their likes, and their comfort levels, Miss Galley said, noting that their class includes students of all abilities. They're learning their sport, but they're also learning skills and lifelong habits. I think it makes us better educators, said Mr. Ordway. We can now focus our attention and skill set in a way that's more effective for our learners. Calendar updates. October 25th is a half day for students. There will be no school on November 10th to recognize Veterans Day. Quote of the month. You can't put a limit on anything. The more you dream, the farther you get. Michael Phelps, American former competitive swimmer and most decorated Olympian of all time. October is National ADHD Awareness Month. Standout staff. Molly Cahill, the new English learner teacher serving Monument Elementary and Bennington Elementary, views her job as a vocation. Being an English learner teacher isn't the same as being an interpreter or a translator, as she made clear. It's about meeting the students where they are, she said. A lot of the work of people in this role is helping students with oral language and vocabulary. It's also helping students understand what it's like to learn in an American classroom. I honor the struggle that our families are going through, she said. Mrs. Cahill is able to bring her own lived experiences to the job too. Her life was turned upside down during the September 11th attacks when her husband was working at the Pentagon. That experience and the hectic life of being a military wife made it so her career took a pause while her children grew up. I didn't get back into full-time teaching until my youngest was in high school. After earning a master's in teaching English as a second language, Mrs. Cahill worked in Pennsylvania before moving to New York and coming to the SVSU. These kids have a lot on their plates, she said. These kids are often translating for their parents. My heart goes out to them. We have parents who are trying to do their best for their kids, and we have kids who have a lot of responsibility. I might have no idea what it's like to be a new Afghan student, but I want to honor where they are, she said. Mrs. Cahill can often be found working directly with students, spelling words out in the air, or going for walks to find the color red in real life. It's definitely based on what the individual learners need, she said. What's wonderful about our students is they're bringing the whole world here. It's incredible and amazing. The SVSU now has 3 English learner teachers, including Mrs. Cahill, Isabel Herbert, and Karen Malley. These teachers assist students from a variety of backgrounds and with a variety of experience levels in American schools. The SVSU also uses a tool called Reach My Teach, which can help translate messages between school personnel and families. Brittany Casson, accounting clerk, SVSU. The newest member of the Southwest Vermont Supervisory Union Finance Department is excited to get started and be part of the team. Brittany Casson, the new accounting clerk and accounts payable, grew up on a dairy farm in northern Vermont. She then went to high school at Burr & Burton Academy and began her college career at Castleton University. She originally went to school to study mathematics and secondary education, but ended up taking some time off to start her family. Currently, Mrs. Casson is going to the University of Massachusetts Amherst, working towards her bachelor's degree in accounting. Prior to coming to the SVSU, she worked at Mack Molding for 10 years. The switch came at an opportune moment, given that she is almost done with her degree program. I wanted to contribute to my local community in a meaningful way, she said. Working for the SVSU allows me to do that while utilizing the skills that I have. When Mrs. Casson isn't working or studying, she's busy being a mom to 2 boys, 13 years old and 11 months old. Together with her husband, she also has 2 Labrador retrievers. She also enjoys reading, baking, and spending time outdoors. Health information. COVID-19 updates. COVID-19 test kits, when available, are offered to students or staff who are ill or who have been exposed to COVID-19. In-school testing will not be available. Students and staff should follow Vermont Department of Health guidance. School nurses will use clinical judgment and discretion to determine if a student is well enough to remain in school. All students and staff are expected to follow the communicable disease policy. If a student or staff member is not well enough to learn or participate, regardless of whether they are tested for COVID-19, they should be sent home from school. Anyone who is being sent home due to illness may be required to wear a mask while awaiting pickup. A student/staff members may return to school if their symptoms have improved and they meet school criteria for their illness. COVID-19 testing should not be required for students or staff to return to school. All students and staff are encouraged to keep their COVID-19 and other immunizations up to date. COVID-19 tests are available for pickup from the Vermont Department of Health in Bennington, Monday through Friday from 7:45 to 4:30 p.m. Activity restrictions. If a student receives a note from a medical provider restricting them from participation in PE class, this will also apply to recess and other school-related activities, including sports. A note from a medical provider is required to clear the student to return to activity. 802 Smiles. The 802 Smiles Network is a collection of school dental health programs that share the goal of improving dental health for Vermont kids. Amy Mayer, the dental hygienist who covers our Arlington schools, took part in a video to help spread awareness about the program. Thank you to the other 2 dental hygienists who serve the SVSU, Kendra Stratton and Julia Leonetti. Please see next month's newsletter for more details regarding the dental program. Uprooting Addiction. Turning Point Recovery Center is hosting a film screening of the film Uprooting Addiction. The film is about how a rural town began to transform a crisis with compassion to help heal their community. There will be a discussion following the showing with co-producer Hope Payson and film participant Daryl McGraw. The event will be on Tuesday, November 7th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Bennington Theater at 331 Main Street in Bennington. Menstrual Access Survey. ACT Bennington is putting out an anonymous survey for anyone who has ever had a period. This survey will help them get a better understanding of access to period products and menstrual education. Virtual family game nights for grade 3 and grade 2. Literacy game night for grade 3 students and families is November 14th from 6 to 7 p.m. Families will have a build and play sound matching activity and listen to a story. All families will receive materials in a backpack prior to the event. To sign up for the event and get the Zoom link, email Andrea Lane at alane@svsu.org. Please state the student's name, grade, school, and the email address you want the Zoom link sent to. Link will be sent the morning of the event. Math game night for second grade students and families is November 28th from 6 to 7 p.m. Families will play math games via Zoom, exploring second grade math standards. All students in second grade will receive a math bag containing all the games needed to join in. Look for these bags the week of November 13th. To sign up for the event and get the Zoom link, email Jaron Mustaine at jaraun.mustain@svsu.org by noon on Monday, November 27th. In the email, please include the student's name, school, teacher's name, and email you would like the Zoom link sent to. Newsletter alternatives. If you know of a family who may need a hard copy of the SVSU monthly family newsletter, please contact me, Katie West, at katie.west@svsu.org or call 802-753-5827. Please remember that our family newsletter is available in a variety of ways, including a printed copy, a digital copy, this podcast you're listening to right now, and a plain text copy. Internet, food, and healthcare resources. For information on the Affordable Connectivity Program, call 1-877-384-2575. There are food bank resources available through the Bennington County Food Resources website, and Southwest Vermont Medical Center has a financial assistant program for healthcare. Make sure to update your information. Do we have your most current information? It's important to keep the school updated with current contact information, including home address. Call your school's front office for information on how to update. Winter and Wednesday opportunities for students. In the coming months, we will be featuring community opportunities for learners. If you become aware of an opportunity, please feel free to email me, Katie West, katie.west@svsu.org, and I will add you to the list for our next newsletter. There is also a page on our website that I'm going to keep updated throughout the month of various opportunities for the winter season for our learners. So first we have Bennington Marauders. The swim team is open to young swimmers aged 2 to 19. They practice Monday through Friday and offer everything from swim lessons to competitive swimming opportunities. Pricing starts at $125 for a 12-week session. Contact benningtonmarauders@gmail.com for more information. Bennington Y opportunities. The Bennington Y will be hosting several opportunities this winter, including a Safety Around Water camp. There will also be a basketball skills sports camp being held at the Sports Center. The basketball skills sports camp is in partnership with Maya Basketball. To learn more or to sign up for either opportunity, call 802-442-1053 or go to the Bennington Y's website. If you have specific questions about the basketball camp, email Damon Young at damonyoung@bfymca.org. Bromley Outing Club and Bart Adaptive Sports. Please watch for upcoming registration for this winter's GISP or CAP discounted ski and snowboard programs. Registration is slated to start next week. Bromley Outing Club is always looking for ski and snowboard instructors, on-snow coordination to make sure that the kids get to where they need to go, and drivers to transport participants. If you are interested in volunteering, please reach out to Heather Bullock at vtjisp@gmail.com. Thanks so much for listening to the SVSU Monthly Podcast. Again, I'm your host, Katie West. Thank you so much for listening this month. If you liked our podcast, please follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube, or leave us a review. If you would like more information, go to our website at www.svsu.org.